Daniel Yergin, The Prize, The Epic Quest for Oil, Money, and Power. In the engaging summary of The Prize, The Epic Quest for Oil, Money, and Power by Daniel Yergin, discover how oil swiftly became the cornerstone of the modern world. Delve into the captivating history of oil's interplay with capitalism, the formation of international corporations, and its dramatic impact on politics and economics. Learn how hydrocarbons spurred societal progress and industrial innovation, all while driving environmental degradation and political instability. This summary not only covers the monumental oil discoveries of the past, but also explains the significant individuals and events that have shaped the oil landscape over time.
The three themes of the oil business. Oil is a pervasive component of modern society, influencing capitalism, politics, and technology throughout history. Three primary themes emerge from this symbiotic relationship: the intertwined relationship of oil and modern corporations, the impact of oil on international politics and economics, and the role of hydrocarbons in society's modernization. The wealthiest companies in the world belong to the oil industry, and this industry has influenced the development of corporate strategy, marketing, and pricing. World War I and World War II highlighted oil's strategic importance, and post-war the resource became a geopolitical tool. Oil has been a valuable commodity in driving economic development, but it also comes with political instability, environmental degradation, and scarcity of resources. These themes continue to be relevant as demand for oil-based products increases amid population expansion and economic growth. The rise of the oil industry. The oil industry's history is one of a boom created by the discovery of oil, the inconvenience of over-drilling, wild price swings, and the rise of John D. Rockefeller as a dominant figure. In 1859, George Bissell and his partners drilled the United States' first oil wells in Pennsylvania, igniting a rush to find the new oil reserves. Since all landowners had the right to drill for oil and pump as much as they wanted, oil discoveries on one lot led to more wells on all adjacent properties. Those who drilled the fastest won, and this race resulted in over-drilling and decreased production of oil, leading to further exploration. John D. Rockefeller emerged as the single most critical figure who shaped the oil industry, with his company, Standard Oil, becoming one of the first and largest global businesses. By 1879, he controlled 90% of the refining capacity of the United States. Rockefeller created the first vertically integrated oil company, from mining to shipping to refining, garnering charges of monopolistic, unethical practices along the way. The oil industry has become an essential element of nations and still a driving force in modern economies. Evolution of oil market. The journey of the oil market began in 1861, with the first shipment of American kerosene from Philadelphia to London. However, the oil industry was revolutionized when Ludwig Nobel developed a closer source in the Russian province of Baku, rivaling the US's Standard Oil. The Nobels soon found themselves competing with the Rothschilds, refinery and railroad owners also pursuing kerosene supplies from Baku. Eventually, Russian oil production rivaled that of the US as they opened marketing operations in Great Britain to compete with Standard Oil. Meanwhile, the Rothschilds ventured to Asia for a new market for kerosene, partnering with Marcus Samuel, the founder of Shell Oil. The Dutch were also successful in drilling wells in East Sumatra, with their company Royal Dutch posing a significant competition to Standard Oil. This marked the beginning of the struggle towards acquiring oil for economic prosperity and national power in the post-war world. The rise of the American oil industry. The invention of the electric light bulb by Thomas Alva Edison marked the end of the kerosene era, while the automobile boom created a new demand for gasoline and oil to fuel factories, trains, and ships. While the oil industry started in Pennsylvania, it moved to the southwest after one-armed mechanic Patillo Higgins discovered a well that produced 75,000 barrels of crude oil per day. This marked the beginning of the Texas oil boom, attracting oil company founders such as the Mellons of Gulf Oil, the Pughs of Sun Oil, and the Cullinans of Texaco. This new discovery allowed existing coal boilers to be converted to oil while serving as an alternative to the fields at Baku for Shell Oil's Samuels. The impact of this new industry continued to grow as world energy consumption tripled between 1949 and 1972. The Race for Oil. This book's summary delves into the history of oil discovery and production, with a focus on the competition between nations and oil companies for access to this strategic commodity. Starting with Mexico and Venezuela in the early 1900s, the summary describes the controversial nationalization of oil businesses and the role of foreign investors in these countries. The summary then moves on to the struggle for control of oil fields in Mesopotamia, which culminated in the Red Line Agreement of 1928. Finally, the summary explores the story of how Saudi Arabia became a modern state with the help of American oil companies and the influence of powerful figures like Ambassador Andrew Mellon. Throughout, the author emphasizes the geopolitical implications of these events and the complex relationships between governments, businesses and influencers that shaped the global oil industry. The rise of OPEC. In response to the price cut of Mideast crude by Standard Oil of New Jersey and other companies in 1960, the Organization of Oil Producing and Exporting Countries, OPEC, was formed. OPEC initially made only a small impact, but after the 1967 Six-Day War, the abundant cheap oil showed no signs of declining. The shift in power from oil companies to oil-producing countries was evident after the tense negotiations between the 21 oil companies in Libya and Muammar al-Gaddafi in 1969. This event launched the nationalism that dominates the oil business today.
We hope you enjoyed this deep dive into the fascinating and tumultuous history of the oil business. Understanding the monumental influence of hydrocarbons on society's modernization offers important insights for navigating the current situation surrounding the ongoing need for oil-based energy products. Moreover, key historical events demonstrate how oil remains embedded in international politics, economics, and global conflict, compelling us to reflect on our present energy consumption and future strategies. Daniel Yergin's The Prize, the epic quest for oil, money, and power, is a timely reminder of the enduring significance of the oil industry and the ever-evolving challenges and opportunities it presents.